Welcome back, iCyber golfers. Got a nice little course playthrough for you guys today. I'm going to focus a little more on some of my home courses that are in my area down here in South Texas. And you'll see me doing that using the Rapsodo MLM2Pro because of its extensive library of the 42,000 courses that you can very likely find your local course in. So in today's playthrough, I'm going to play all 3 of the 9-hole courses that are available at Timber Creek Golf Club. That's based in Friendswood, Texas. It's a nice little, again, offers you 3 separate 9 holes, and the marshal is actually going to direct you that day into which 2 9 holes you're playing if you're playing an 18-hole offering. Each set of 9 gives you a really great challenge. You're challenged with long par 4s. You are challenged with water. You're challenged with out of bounds areas and hazards that are immediately in front of you. You have to hit over ravines. You're also challenged with the greens themselves. There is some elevation, so you are hitting in some instances up to an elevated green. Sometimes that elevated green is simply like a flying saucer that just sheer drop-offs all directions. So you either have to land it in high or just a small little chip, land it in the mound and run it up. So a very challenging course. But we're going to start off here with Timber Creek's golf club, the Pines version. I'm sorry, the Pines golf course. Let me actually start my screen recording session on my iPhone. And I will be running this completely from the iPhone today. So just to kind of give you guys a glimpse of the actual, yes, I just want to say limitations or abilities of the iPhone. I believe I have an iPhone 14 Plus. Has 256 gigs of memory and just whatever the chip is that's basically in this offering. So we're going to play from the white tees. That's generally where I'm going to play from when I'm actually playing this course normally. We are going to turn terrain penalties on. We're going to do 10 foot for the 1 putt, 40 to 11 feet will be for a 2 putt, and then anything beyond is going to be a 3 putt. So I am starting the session on my iPhone. The reason I like doing this on my iPhone is because it does put it in a 16:9 ratio, and it does actually do it some justice in terms of its display and rendering. Let me go ahead and just confirm that the Rapsodo is optimally set. So I've done this already earlier. Just want to make sure we're in the right position. I do need to go slightly this direction, actually back this way. Yep, so I mean, we're generally in the right area there. I'm going to hit continue. And again, this is just something you want to do whenever you start your rounds and as you're playing through. So we're all set. If you notice, we're pretty much square and flush. We are in the optimal zone to capture ball data and club data. Let's go ahead and get this session underway. So right off the bat, you guys can see that this is going to be a challenge, right? We're going to want to carry this somewhere out this direction for our opener. I will try my best. I say this all the time to try to capture the club we're using. Sometimes I forget, but it does help when you're trying to review the actual session. I am running this from my iPhone, and it does have a Lightning to HDMI adapter. I did try this once in the past using AirPlay and the just basically the network, and it was really laggy. It was really responsive on my iPhone per se, but it just took a while to make it to my AirPlay device. So I have a lightning cable connected directly to my monitor, and let's just get this underway. I have warmed up. That was about 5 minutes ago. So we're going to start off with a 3-wood in this par 4 opener here at Timber Creek. This is a really, really great hole as a starter. Immediately to your right is the driving range. It's kind of protected by a hill, but you obviously see you have to hit over water as your first shot. And there is bunkers that come into play, at least for me, in terms of drivability. Now, some of the guys that I play with, they can drive this, they can drive beyond the bunkers and end up a lot closer. That's not me, so let's just see if we can get this underway with the 3-wood and just get it down there. It's a great 3-wood, and it's immediately taking off exactly on the line that we want. It might be a little choppy, and I might go back and adjust the graphics output because I am screen recording at the same time, so that could potentially put a little bit of a toll on my iPhone. But like I said, I just want to play it, see how it goes, and I'll make adjustments if I need to. This is going to leave us 144 yards in. That's going to be a nice little easy 8-iron. Because I'm not completely warm, that's probably the max distance I'll be able to get out of an 8-iron right now, assuming that I catch it purely. So we'll leave the target line aimed exactly where it is, and then we'll just try to hit it straight up on that line and see if we can get it potentially in the 2-putt zone for a par on this opener. All right, here we go, 8-iron. It's a great 8-iron. I did pull it across my body, so it is going to actually pull. Yep, I felt that. And let's see, did we clear that bunker? We are right on the edge of the bunker, which that has been what I've been doing lately. I've just been pulling this 8-iron and ending up in the bunker. And more importantly, what I'm really doing is I'm actually creating havoc for myself by having to pull this 58-degree out, which did give me a little bit of trouble yesterday with the yips. So I worked on some chipping, and let's see if we got it under control. Again, we just want to get it out. We want to put some emphasis on it, but we do want to make pure contact, and I did not change that club. So let me go ahead and do that now. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and choose the Vokey. So my second shot, I can go fix in a little bit. So we are using our Vokey for the chip out of here. And I'll just remember that I'm going to choose an 8-iron on my last shot. All right, want to get it up and out, make easy contact, see if we can fly it there. That's a good chip. Out of the sand. And we are just through the gimme circle. The important thing there for me is that I made pure contact with that, and I did chip it and get it in the air. So very, very good. What I found out yesterday after reviewing my footage is I was actually coming inside too much, and I was clipping the ball with the heel, which was causing it to shoot out to the right. So what I did was, when I was warming up, I made sure to line up this ball closer to the toe of the club so that when I swing out to in, that ends up putting it right in the center. So again, just some adjustments that I was able to make after reviewing my session yesterday. And that's the beautiful thing about this Rapsodo, is you can go back and view that, which we've already switched holes, so I don't think I have that capability to do it now. Let's go ahead and pull this up. And this is a little bit hard to see in the map because it is a tiny map. But what I'm doing is I'm using my finger as the mouse on my iPhone, but I'm using the monitor as my, what does it look like? I don't need to go the entire way there. So I strategically will play this with the 6-iron first, and then I try to leave myself that 120 in. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to take a 6-iron. We're going to try to play it on that line. We want to be just underneath the bunker, or if we do fade it, it will be okay if we faded it back towards the center. This is a pretty difficult hole because there is a massive tree line, which in the replay, when I actually go edit this, I'm going to give you a screenshot of the actual GPS overview of this hole, so you can kind of see, well, number one, how well positioned all the bunkers are, how the water's positioned, how the cart path is positioned in the Rapsodo software versus how it looks in real life from a GPS tracking system. And then you'll see all the populated trees that I'm talking about when I say the Rapsodo does a good job of capturing the hole, the cart path, the bunkers, and some of the hazards, but it doesn't fill in all the background. And I think that's important when you understand what you're dealing with here. So I'll do that in this playthrough. I'll go ahead and put a screenshot of what it really looks like in real life, and then I'll just kind of remove it as I play through this hole. All right, here we go. 6-iron, looking for that 160, 170 yard. Nice little, hopefully a little draw. Let's go. That's a great 6-iron, and I believe we got the draw out of it. We did. It's more of a pull. So that's going to end up over here behind the bunker, I believe. And I've been in that position before. It's actually doable. They're rough, believe it or not. It's not too bad because it is pretty firm. So even when you land in the rough, it's not terribly bad. What I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and change the graphics quality because I don't want this to be an issue. So I'm going to hit the little hamburger menu. I'm going to choose graphic quality. I'm going to go ahead and set it to low and just see if that helps us any. What I've also done in the past is I've disconnected the lightning cable and reconnected the lightning cable. Sometimes that actually helps. All right, we're going to change our club. This is 134 yards in, so we're going to switch that now to a 9. And this might make the gameplay a little bit slower, but for me to review this information, it's going to tell me exactly how my clubs performed based off of the distances and shots that I had left to the green. So let's play this 9-iron. We're going to play this 9-iron into the green. Underneath the hole is fine. We just don't want to be leaked out to the right where the hazard is, where that bunker is. I'm going to try to hit through this ball in a straight line. Ooh, we caught that fin, and it's going to be whippy. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I'll go ahead and keep that. That was my mistake. I'll look at the replay just so you guys can see what actually happened there. So if we go here and we look at impact vision, you're going to see that I caught that with the heel. And that is the telltale sign. Whenever I see it shoot out like that, that means I'm catching it with the heel and don't even give the face of the club a chance to hit it. So at 67 yards out, we're going to hit a sand wedge into this from this distance. So we're going to take a sand wedge. Again, just going to focus on contact, see if we can get it up there. Sand wedge. Nice little easy swing. And let's go. All right, here we go. Move it up a little bit, move it this way. We should be all right. Nice little swing with the sand wedge, looking for a 65 yard shot here. Good news is we're in the rough. It's not going to put too much penalty on it. You can see there it says 95% of the speed, 85% of the spin. Just want to make good contact. That's a great sand wedge. Great line. Should be just on the backside. So the good news is we'll get a chance to chip now, so we can test to see if we've worked out all the issues with the yips. This is a nice little 11-yard chip. Was able to hit these successfully in my warm-up. So let me go ahead and switch that over in the software to my Vokey 58 degree. And then let's go from here. See if we can get this little gimme. Just a nice little run. Again, want to make sure that I line up with it closer to the toe. Nice little easy swing through to lift the ball up and just get it that little 7 to 8 yards and let it run. Just like that. That should do it. Yep, had a little more emphasis, a little bit more weight on it, so I needed to get it more up in the air. But again, I'm really happy that I'm actually making the contact that I was not making the other day. I was simply I was blading it. I was hitting it with the heel, which was causing it to go out to the right, just shoot off. So I'm glad we corrected that before we play our simulator golf tour rounds today, which it will be my 2 rounds consecutively for the Web Auto Putt Tour for the Genesis Invitational, which I'm actually watching the final round here on my iPad. So that's a double bogey. That's not optimal. We certainly don't want to be doing that all day. This is a par 5. I think we play a little strategic here, and we just see, you know what? This is a pretty decent par 5, so we're going to not hold back. We're going to go ahead and take the 3-wood at it. So let's do that. Let's hit that. Let's change it to 3-wood. Now we have 3-wood selected. Let's see if we can make good contact. And more importantly, we just want to keep it in the fairway if possible. That's the thing. All right, here we go. 3-wood. Nice. It's going to have some spin to it. Not very much though, because again, I've straightened that out quite a bit. And that's on a good straight line, believe it or not. I know I'm behind this tree, but that's on a good line. I could live with that. More importantly, it's the 185. We are slowly working our swing speed up. Want to attack this smart, so we're going to hit this, touch out here, see where we have to go to leave ourselves. Okay, we still got a ways to go, so I still think we take the 3-wood at it. try to get as much as possible. That tree could come into play, and we're going to find out here. So we're going to try to make a good swing at this, inside and out, inside to out, and just make that ball with a little bitty cut. That's what we're looking for. It's still quite a ways down there, so we should be okay with this 3-wood. Just make pure contact. Okay, let's just make sure we cleared that tree right underneath it. I think we clipped the branch. That's why it shot down. But again, I'm in the fairway. I'm further down. I'm going to still be a ways out on my third shot to make this approach. Yeah, that's still 200 plus yards. So you guys can see these are lengthy holes here at the at Timber Creek. And the thing is you don't really get from this is that the greens are the fairways are very firm. So that type of shot that I just hit, it's very likely that I would have got, you know, a pretty good run out. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with my my formula here. Aim out this direction. Let's play one more 3-wood in and see where we end up. Hopefully not in the bunker, but only time will tell here. Easy swing, that's what we want. Easy swing all the way through. Came across it, so we're gonna get some whip, which is okay. Did we roll out? Nope, we're dead center in the middle of that bunker. Again, I've taken 3-woods at it with some decent contact, and we're still barely scratching the surface here. Okay, this is gonna set us up for a wedge. I think we're gonna go with the sand wedge here, out of this lie. So let's go ahead and choose sand wedge. I mean, a lob wedge wouldn't be that bad either, but I can take an easier swing with the sand wedge, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to aim this direction with the sand wedge. It's going to come across my body naturally, but if I could just take a nice, easy, relaxed swing, catch it in the middle of the club, probably somewhere half to maybe under 3/4 is all we need out of this sand wedge. All right, here we go. Sand wedge out of the sand, 40 yards. Plays more like 47. Out of the sand is probably more like 52. That's a great sand wedge. See if we got it all. It's a great line. And again, I got more than I thought I got on that, but again, it was clean. It was very clean, so I can see that being true. Okay, 22 yards. We'll go ahead and stick with this club. Just nice little chip, sand wedge, see if we can get it there. Keep in the center of the club. Don't think I hit it hard enough. Okay, we at least got it into 2-putt zone. That's probably going to give us a bogey, if not a double bogey. Probably going to be a double bogey because that was my 4th shot, I believe, on the approach. So this is going to be probably another 7. I bet. So again, not looking very good for the home team. This is a difficult course though. It's very lengthy. And our issue is we're not keeping it in the fairway. We're having to play out of the rough. And that's never really good when you're playing out of the rough. I can tell that it did help some to reducing the graphics. What that does for you guys, in case you want to know what does that actually do, it takes some of the color away, took some of the shading away. It also takes some of the trees when there's trees to render. So that's what reducing the graphics do. 241 yards, we do not need that. We need to actually attack this smart. So I'm thinking, let's go with the 6-iron. Try to get it on that line, and it's going to be 2 6-irons. So let's go ahead and get a 6-iron pulled up in our bag. And let's see if we can hit 2 of those. 2 of those really good 6-irons. All right, let's go 6-iron. Nice contact. That's a good on a line. Probably going to whip out slightly. Yeah, it's okay. Right down the center. Didn't catch it pure, so probably just going to get that 150. Yeah, almost 160 out of it. I can live with that. So we're probably going to have the same club again. Another 6-iron from this distance. I'm okay hitting this. If it makes it there, great. It's likely not going to make it there, but my chip up, hopefully we're underneath the hole on the bottom, chipping up to this elevated green. So just looking for a nice 6-iron into this pin position. Try to make better contact and get it there. Chunky, but on a good line. think I did pull it across my body. Yeah, not making a very good contact in terms of online with this with my play today. So 35 yards. It's a nice little chip. So we'll take the approach wedge at it. This seems to be a good little club for that distance. We'll go ahead and change it in the software so we can track it. Approach wedge. Nice little half, 3/4, probably a half shot maybe out of this position. All right, let's go approach wedge. Hit a little flat. I don't think it actually picked it up. That's one of the things with the Rapsodo, man. If you don't catch it right and it doesn't get a chance to see the ball, sometimes your club is actually coming about the same level as the ball, so it just can't pick it up. So I need to get more underneath that shot and then go from there. So I can hit more into the mat. That's what I need to do. There you go. That didn't read either. Come on, Rapsodo. This is the only thing about this is the SkyTrack will pick that up every time. Let's go ahead and just check the alignment real quick. Make sure we're still decent. View alignment. Yep, ball is exactly where we need it to be. Level in all the zones. So that's not the problem. The problem is it's just not picking the shot up. All right, we're all lined up. Let's just take this shot again. Hopefully this one's going to be good. Okay, it shows that it read. Yep. Nice little trickle onto the green. I mean, I'll take that. That was 3 good chips. It only read the last one, but I feel like they were all about the same. So more importantly, we're making the contact with our chips, and that's really key, especially if we're going to go into the Simulator Golf Tour rounds later today. We want to make sure we are on par, no pun intended. Not looking really good though with all these bogeys. This is, again, a difficult course. We are playing from the white tees, a little bit further back. I'm gonna go ahead and take the 3-wood at it. There's a lot of trees on this one, so the thing is I'll show you this when I kind of edit this into the review here after I modify the video. You'll see just how extensive the tree line is here. We do want to carry it that direction, but the thing is we gotta get it at least to where these bunkers are. That's kind of the bare minimum right there. Try to get it right there. Try not to carry it into the water. So there's a lot of factors here that could impact the output of this shot. All right, let's go. 3-wood, pure contact, in to out. That's gonna be out. Okay, came across it, got a little draw on it, hit the cart path. That would be great. That would have gave us some more run. Not too bad. More importantly, you know, we were able to hit the ball down there. You can see that I hit behind it very much because here's the tape got pulled up by that swing. That means I hit it fat. I hit it way behind itself. That's just a visual indicator for my crosshairs. 197 yards. This is a par 4. Yeah, I don't think I want to be a hero. I can't play this shot. So I'll probably go with the 6-iron, see how far we can get down there. And then we'll just, we'll see where we are after that. Okay, 6-iron is what we're playing. Looking for just pure contact and get it down there. In to out. It's a good shot. And that noise you hear is actually the ball that was in there. Ah, it landed in the bunker again, guys. That's not good. We do not want to be playing our round of golf here out of all these bunkers at Timber Creek. Just makes the day long. That's on an upslope, but that could easily get caught on the lip. So just got to be cautious with it. We got to kind of anticipate it's going to shoot out to the right after it hits that lip. It's 37 yards. Let's go ahead and just take a lob wedge at it. Going to aim it more to the right, just because I feel like it's going to certainly pull. Once it clips that lip, it's going to shoot out to the left, I believe. Nice little easy swing here since it's only 30 yards. See if we can get it up and over onto the green. It's a good little chip. Yep, it shot over slightly. But again, I just had to get it out. That was probably way too much club. What I'm not doing is I'm really not taking into consideration leaving myself that 100 yards in. I'm just kind of whacking at it, and that's not a good strategy. Anytime I do that, I put myself in this situation. So a little 20-yard chip. Let's see if we can get this with the lob wedge. Didn't change my club either. Come on, guys, you got to keep me honest here. Let's go ahead and do the lob wedge. That's kind of the zone I get into, though, when I start moving fast. It's a nice little chip. Should be okay. Little run out into the circle. I'll take that. That's a good chip. More importantly, getting some more practice in with the different wedges, gauging their run out. This all matters. All right. That is going to take us into hole number 6. It looks like we're on pace to shoot well over par here. Par 3. I think this is a lengthy par 3. Yeah, 150 yards. We're going to hit an 8-iron into this. This is a fun hole. There are bunkers on both sides. There's a tree immediately to the left. We generally will end up in that tree for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's a gravity force. I'm sorry, a magnet force, and that seems to be the issue. Go ahead and change the club. See if I can remember that while I'm here. I'm going to choose an 8-iron, 146 yards. Still the same club, because this is a tiered green, so it does kind of tier from the front upwards to the back, and there's a shelf. So depending on where they put the pin placement, this looks like it's in the middle. We would want to be on the shelf in the backside. So let's go, 8-iron. It's a good 8-iron on a great line. That looks good. I'm happy with that shot. Might be our first one where we get a chance, at least to save par. That's the tiered green I was talking about, though. You would actually have to hit up. I would have probably been below the shelf, so I'd be putting uphill onto a shelf from there. But I mean, we're good. So we ended up getting par. So we stopped the bogeys, and I'm still warming up. So you'll find hopefully that when we get to the next 2 9-hole courses, I'll actually be a little bit warmer. My 3-wood probably should be a little more better in terms of execution. Okay, let's go ahead and see where we want to end up here. Gonna aim. Yeah, we'll aim right here on this line. We'll play the 3-wood. Try to get it somewhere down there. Leave ourselves 140-ish in. If we get a pure 3-wood, try to make good contact. That's all we can do. Don't leave it back there. That's a good one. Nice little swing. Nice little cut. That's perfect. That was a really good relaxed swing. Got us out there 200 yards. That's what we need to do. Just like that. Just keep it simple. Don't overthink it. I just walked up, saw my alignment was good, and just went into my tempoed swing. 156 yards in, up 4. That's 160. I'm gonna go with the 7-iron. That is a 160-yard club. So I'll change the club here to my 7. That's a 160-yard club for me. Try to just hit this clean, just like I just did that 3-wood. Line it up on a straight line, just like that, hopefully. Let's see if we got it there. Just onto the edge. So we're chipping from there. So another good practice here. And you guys can see that, we'll go ahead and take the 58 degree for this. Need to get this dialed in. This is very valuable tool for me that needs to be working. So again, I'm going to line it up closer to the toe. I'm going to try to lift it in the air so that the Rapsodo can read it, and then just place it there, hopefully on a dime. That looks good. Yeah, there we go. We're dialed in now slightly with this 58 degree. Gauging the speed of the greens, at least here at Timber Creek. These do play differently though than SkyTrack courses, and they also play differently than GS Pro courses. So that's why it's good to kind of get a round or 2 in, just to see how things are going. But you can see we're starting to try to piece together some level of stability here. All right, we're 130 yards. This is a nice par 3 as well. One thing that's tricky about this is the water. It is a magnet for us. A lot of us, I particularly try to take it over the water back in so that I take it out. But if I hit it with the club face slightly open, that's not how it works out. So we're gonna take a 9-iron to this, and I don't even know if I changed my club on the last one. Doesn't look like it. So again, I do the best I can. We're gonna switch this to a 9-iron. I just kind of get into the game and forget about this. So we're gonna hit a 9-iron. This is an elevated green. It doesn't look like it is here, but it actually is in real life. Just want to get it up there, 9-iron. That's a good 9-iron right there. And a great line. You guys see how it's starting to straighten up now? So my swing is getting more in sync. That's a par. So now we're on a par train here. 122 yards. It's a very well executed 9-iron. When I'm fully warm, that'll go 130, but this is hitting to an elevated green and it does stop once it gets there. All right, this is the 9th hole. It's a par 5. It's a pretty lengthy par 5. It's a fun one though. There's a bunch of trees. Again, I can't wait to show you guys with the GPS overlay to see the bushel of trees that are basically on the right-hand side over here. There's no way we want to hit over there. We're not going to hit over there. Going to try to just hit it on this side. The bunkers do come into play there. I think we just keep it on that line. Try to keep it away from the trees. This is my normal play. I will aim this way and it will usually kind of bleed back into the center of the fairway. Let's go. That's going to actually go out to the right. Felt it, but not too bad. That's a perfect play on the left-hand side. I would be very happy with that. Let me go ahead and clear this out. That's just a product of all the things the iPhone's doing right now. It's tracking the software. It's recording the screen. So all things you would expect from a little unit that's doing it all. Okay, let's just take a look here. See what makes sense for us. Probably another 3-wood from that space. We don't need a 3-wood though. Let's go ahead and hit a 6-iron just to get us down there. So let's change this to 6-iron. If we can get the 177, that's going to leave us 140. That's going to be an 8-iron, or depending on, if we're further back, it'd probably still be an 8. Anywhere from 140 to 150 would be an 8-iron if that's what's left. All right, 6-iron. Cut a little thin, but it's a great line. Yep, I'm happy with the line. We're in the fairway. That's the most important part. Didn't quite get 177, so we're still going to have about 160 left. Might be the same club. Yeah, 160. We're going to keep the same club in our hand. Same. Not going to change anything. Just going to try to make a better swing. See if we can get it there with some draw. That's a great 6-iron. Withdraw. Pulled it across my body more than I thought, but we should be there. We should be on the backside. Now we're going to be chipping back. For a par 5, that being my 3rd shot, this is a chance to score. 3. If we make it in a circle though, that could be a bird, I believe. Actually, no, it's not. If we make it in a circle, it's still going to just be a par. So 16 yards. Let's go ahead and take this Vokey 58 degree, get some more cycles in with it. Let's change it here in the software. There it goes. Nice little easy contact here. I'm going to line up the blade at the toe. Want to just get underneath it and let it run out. That's the objective. Nice little swing here. That's a good chip. Nice and easy. Get it in the air. Let it run into the circle. And we save par. So I'm really happy how we finished this 9 for the pines. We're going to immediately just flip right over and we're going to play, I believe, the trails, and then we'll finish with Creekside. Creekside is the more difficult in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to the trails. Let me view the scorecard just for you guys. So looks like we're up. We are up. but not bad. I mean, I'd be okay with that as a for a round.